Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. This one is a bit of a mishmash with some food stuff, some repotting, some Craic Shack, some dodging of the rain as the weather is a bit crazy in this video. We go down to Sinead's finally and get a look at her building, and then I head up to Kimbo's new house and I grab something that's going to be amazing for the garden. So let's just get right into the video. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you again at the end. Good afternoon, everybody, from a very overcast and temperamental on again, off again rainy day. I'm trying to fit in some olive brining, so welcome to my taste test laboratory. I'm going to put this lid on top of the olives because, as you can see, there are some olive flowers flying around in the wind. Even with the slightest gust of wind, they're going everywhere. The olive trees are absolutely loaded with flowers this year, which bodes well for a great harvest for next year, which is why, for the first time ever, I'm trying to nail down an actual recipe for brining olives. I've brined them in the past, and I sort of just put them into the jars, sealed them up, and then forgot them under my bed for 2 years. So they were named the under the bed olives, and they weren't amazing tasting. They were okay, but I feel like with a bit of effort and a bit of keeping track of stuff, I can make some really nice olives. So today I'm gonna do some small batches that are just gonna be taste tests. So I have the olives at the ready. These have been soaking for about 6 months, where I change the water fairly regularly, maybe once every 2 weeks to a month. I'm definitely no expert in this, but I have picked up a few tips along the way. And one of them is when you're actually soaking the olives in the water, you don't ever want to touch it with anything metal. I don't remember the reason why. And you definitely don't want to touch them with your fingers. So if you do touch them with your fingers, that's what makes them mushy, or so the story goes. And the metal does something else that reacts just with the... You know what? I have no idea what it does. I'll look it up and I'll let you know the next time I talk about olives. But after soaking these for about 6 or 7 months, changing the water, as I mentioned, fairly regularly but not religiously, it basically takes the bitterness away. So now I can taste the olive. I could eat the entire olive. It tastes olivey, but it doesn't have that horrible bitterness that I love tricking people with. Anytime there's a guest that's never been to Portugal before, or who's never seen an olive on the tree, one of my most evil and fun tricks is to get them to take a bite, and it tastes revolting. I do not recommend it. However, it is kind of an interesting thing to try. But right now I can eat this. It's fine. It tastes actually really good, but it's going to be much tastier with salty goodness and a whole bunch of different flavors in it. The texture is perfect, and I really think that these are going to do well. So the jars are all pretty small, so there's not a lot of space for too many olives. I would have preferred to have bigger jars because I have loads of olives, and so does Sinead. But this is a good start. So what I'll do first, I think, is add in the ingredients to the jars, and then we'll pack it with olives, and then add the brines. Okay, so I've got the Mediterranean ones done, vinegar, no vinegar. And it's all looking lovely with the herbs and everything in there. And the idea is that you store them for anywhere from a week to a month. Just, it doesn't need to be in the fridge or anything. The salt and also the vinegar will help preserve it. And it'll infuse the flavors and hopefully be delicious. And I'll find the most delicious ones to make a larger batch from. So I have a load of stuff to get on with. The day is turning out to be actually quite nice, and I'd love to get into the garden. So I've got everything I need out here to get on with making the other 4 recipes, plus I'm gonna do, I think, a plain brine for comparison as well. So here's where I'm at so far, and I'll see you guys soon with some filled up jars. Okay, that didn't take too long. I still have plenty more olives where that came from in this jar, more in here, and I'm gonna make, I think, some jars this size using just a basic brine. And then after that gets all salty for a little while, I think you can add in other flavors as needed. So maybe at that point I'll have done the taste test and I can make new batches of the best ones. Or you can also cover it with olive oil and preserve it in that way, and it just makes a slightly different olive. I think you can add herbs and things into it at that stage as well. So it's been a really fun little morning, and I've got lots of olives that I'm excited about. I'm especially looking forward to the one that has the cinnamon stick and the peel of orange. I think it's the Moroccan one, and then also the Portuguese piri piri with chili flakes, smoked paprika, and a bunch of other stuff as well. Garlic is always the common ingredient. I think there's garlic in every single one. And it's just going to be fun to give these a try in a couple of weeks. And of course, I'm going to report back on how they taste. So I'm going to get these other olives into brine. I'm going to tidy everything up. And then depending on what the weather does, hopefully I'll be able to do some work either in the polytunnel repotting things, which I'll definitely do, or I might head down to the garden where I'm hoping to tackle this cucumber trellis. So let's see what the weather says, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay guys, I'm back, but unfortunately the weather really isn't cooperating. There's some blue skies sort of over there. The sun is kind of coming and going, but for the most part it's doom and gloom in the skies, and the rain just keeps coming and going as well. So obviously this is not optimal conditions for working in the garden, but I do think I can probably get a lot of stuff done in the polytunnel because it's a really nice working space in here when there's actually space in here. And unfortunately right now I still have all these, well, I guess it's actually fortunately because they are lovely plants. I love them all and I want to give them a happy life. So I'd love to reclaim this space because I've got lots of stuff to sand and work to do on the Craic Shack pieces, and I really would like to get a cucumber trellis built, but it's going to be rainy tomorrow as well, and that means I won't be able to do any woodwork unless I clear this space and set it up as an awesome polytunnel workspace. So let's get it done. Okay, done. It looks a million times better in here. And I gotta say, the snap can be quite misleading because that was a good few hours of work and the snap makes it seem deceptively quick. However, it was very enjoyable. A little rainy though. It's actually much improved now. The sun is trying to come out, so that's nice. But earlier it was pouring down and I was determined just to get things going. So I was hiding in the polytunnel most of the time, organizing things, repotting the plants. The tomatoes were in dire need of attention with their roots growing at the bottoms, and I was sending some plants down to the garden in the wheelbarrow and bringing soil up and all sorts of stuff. So it was kind of enjoyable though. I just put my audiobook in and got to it, and the results are fabulous. So let's go take a look. But first, let's greet my little buddy Mikey. What do you think of it in there? Is it fabulous? Is it going to be a hangout spot for you? He's really loving hanging out in Sinead's polytunnel down at her place. So I'm going to try to lure him back up here with comfort and space, and maybe you won't need to journey so far. However, her polytunnel has lots of soft furnishings and cozy spaces, so it's hard to compete. So all this stuff is maybe destined for the garden. I need to assess which, oops, I just squashed that guy. I need to see which tomato plants I want to put in, because space is at a premium and I don't want to repeat too many varieties. And I've actually looked some of the varieties up, and there's ones that are smaller that I'd love to get in, like the green zebra, which is growing slowly, and there's a few other ones. Black Crim sounds interesting. Citrina sounds interesting. Honig, I think, is a nice cherry tomato. And St. Pierre is like a big, beefy, chunky tomato. And they don't have a lot of tomato representation down there because not so many germinated. I think Oxheart is something interesting as well. So I'm going to need to leave space for those. So anything in here that doesn't go to the garden, I'll put the call out to friends and give it to them. But that's a job for another day, just in case it starts raining again. I still have seedlings down here I can't bear to let go of, so who knows if we'll get another round of repotting or what. But the main thing in here is that I've got space to come in and do work tomorrow when it rains, because I have the pieces ready in the Craic Shack to attach these onto. I've got both walls ready to go. I did a little flurry of activity on that the other day, and I also have a piece of wood back here for making some more diagonal braces, and then I also have 3 pieces for the rafters. And I'm waiting for an order of wood to be able to actually complete this thing, but obviously I'm still far way off. I still have lots to do. And if I can work through the rainy day tomorrow to prepare those pieces, it's just gonna mean that everything's ready to go and I can just get on with sticking everything together when the sun shines again. So it's been a pretty productive day despite the weather. Got the olive tasting on the go. Larry has discovered a little hiding spot. Hey Larry, how's it going? You good? So the cats are having a good old time in here. Mikey's up on the car, and I'm gonna wheel this into the polytunnel to deal with maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, and enjoy the rest of this lovely day, because the sun has finally come out, but it's about 6 p.m. and I'm tired. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, folks. The sun wants to come out, but the weather today is forecast to be pretty temperamental, and it's a little cold, but I'm determined to push forward on work on the Craic Shack while the sun sort of shines. So let's get the stuff I need out, let's get set up, and let's get going. So I actually just realized that I shouldn't have cut that off there, because I don't want this piece of wood sitting on top of this one. I actually want it to be flush so that I can then run pieces like this across the front and attach them onto there. So I'm gonna get these pieces screwed on both sides, and then I can continue work doing the pieces going across, and I also want to get the pieces onto that wall section as well. So lots to do. I'm just going to crack on with things, and I'll see you guys soon after I've progressed a bit more. Okay, that wasn't too difficult. I attached that piece on with screws, and I just wanted to prove my concept before I actually filmed it. So I'm going to show you what I did over on this piece. I've got all the tools I need, and while I was away from the camera, I also attached the pieces onto here because I'm really hoping to get this moved off today so that I can continue working on the footings. I still have to attach this one on more securely and get that one on as well. And once I have the 4 footings, that's when I can finally stick the walls on and raise them up. But I still have lots to do, lots of little things. So let's get these pieces attached. Okay, shorter piece is on, nice and sturdy. I'm gonna attach the long piece on just like on the other side, but I'll do that off camera because even though the sun is out right now, it's definitely going between sunny and warm and rainy and cold, and it's just a very unpredictable day. So before I say goodbye from this little short flurry of work, let's get another couple of these pieces on. I have shown this in a previous video, but this time I have nails that aren't ridiculous. I actually have nails that are the correct size, and you know what? I might as well just whack a couple more on and show you guys what I'm up to. So I'm basically using this little piece as a spacer. I've squared these off up at the top, and so as long as I have a spacer, everything should stay nice and square. And yeah, these nails are much better. And I've also bought bits that are appropriate for what I need them for. And I replaced the bit that I lost, the hexagon bit, so I can actually bolt things on again. So I'm feeling a lot more prepared to tackle these remaining jobs, including attaching on the little base plates that I have on the corners. So I have the bolts and the bits and the plugs that I think I need to get that job done. And I know that things can be slow going at times, and a lot of you out there would prefer that I talk less and showed more work, but if I show all the work I do, I just won't get anything done. It takes a long time. Setting up the camera, moving it around, and editing. And if I showed every little bit that I'm doing, and never talked to just explain things after the fact or before I get them done, then nothing would ever get done. So it's a balance. And I just have to try to strike that nice combination of getting stuff done and showing stuff as well, and also explaining things. So with that said, I'm going to put the camera away and push on a little bit more. Here's where I'm at right now, and I'll see you guys again hopefully soon. Well, you'll have to trust me when I tell you I got a lot of work done. It's all under there. And as you can see, it's miserable out here, so I'm gonna evacuate back into the house and call it a day on work. So since the weather has decided to not cooperate, I thought this could be a good moment to visit some of the footage that I've been taking down at Sinead's place as her building has gotten going. It's been full steam ahead down there, and I have lots of exciting stuff to share. What's this, Mikey? Yeah. Ooh. It's a bit dark, haven't you? A little dark. Oh, there we go. It's adjusted. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye. What will she become? A beautiful, amazing house.
Kitchen. This is my stairs.
Oh,
This is my.
It's getting stairs.
My stairs. This is my stairs here.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But before the builders could really get going on the work, we had to get in there and remove all of the stuff that had been stored inside there for probably a couple of years. So we moved everything out to make space for the builders to get in there and get started. And we're both super excited to see these guys at work because they really do make some beautiful, beautiful things. And you can check out their Instagram in the description below if you want to see some of their stuff for yourself. So the work has begun at Sinead's. Groundworks are happening. Some changes are being made. We've got two of the guys inside, Antonio and I think Sandro, but I need to confirm that. And Rui will be here later on. And these guys are the brains behind Wood Creations, which is an amazing company. The work they do is incredible. I just love it. It's timber framing. It's everything I love about building. They just really are very precise with what they do, and it's, yeah, lovely work. So check out their website or their Instagram. Yeah, if you want to see more. So right now I guess they're taking the roof off. Oh, sorry. And yeah, I'm going to check in from time to time, get out of their way, and yeah, keep you guys updated on what is going to be a really exciting build. It's a unique design. It's the first time there's going to be wood panels from Eco Cocoon, which is another creative company, built on top of a stone, basically gigantic stem wall and wall. So it's exciting. We've got the big machinery here. The guys are at work inside. The roof is coming off today, and I'm going to check in from time to time. So it's all happening over there.
It's all happening here. It's all happening there. It's all happening everywhere in this valley at the moment.
It is. It is indeed. So, how are your excitement levels today?
I was extremely excited yesterday. I'm still extremely excited today for multiple reasons. For the house, of course, but also for the garden. This garden is currently shameful.
I wouldn't say shameful.
It's shameful. Look at that. So anyway, I have to get some water for the boys, sticking in an IBC, so I need to get on strimming.
Okay.
And I put myself a new strimmer head.
Lovely. We've figured out how to stick this on after some effort.
And then I'm going to do some plumbing.
Okay, that's exciting. But we're here to talk about the building.
Yeah, go on. Ask me what do you need to know?
So, first step, we had the digger in. You had the digger in yesterday, doing some groundworks. The permits are in place. Workers are in place.
Permits are in place. Everything's moving ahead. These guys are called Wood Creations.
And tell us a little bit about them.
I love the stuff they do. Follow them on Instagram. It's amazing. If you like a bit of woodworking porn, it's great.
And who doesn't? Who doesn't?
So I actually think I found them on Instagram. Approximately maybe 1.5 years ago. This is a project that's been a long time in development.
It's a process. It's a process.
Yes, because we started designing this building. This is design 2.0 before I moved here. And I'm here in the valley 2 years next month. So getting a project designed and approved is no joke.
And I think we knew that going in. I feel like everyone I've ever heard of,
it's no joke.
It takes a while, but
yeah,
this is the culmination. And
I mean, I probably could have pushed a bit more if I didn't live in such a beautiful house already. And you know, I was also sorting out finances and things like that. So I'm sure if you're a bit pushier, you can do things faster. But it's no joke. You don't go in thinking I'll be building my house next month.
Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
And then aligning everything with builders. What I was told is this is the first time that they've put the wall system on top of an existing stone building. They usually do new builds. So there was some challenges around that, getting that all to work.
Challenges and opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And the house did have to do a complete redesign because I didn't want a 2-story house. I wanted a 1-story house. But then when we submitted it, we discovered that we live in an ecological reserve, which we didn't live in an ecological reserve 3 years ago. The PDM changed,
Mm-hmm.
so now we do. So you can only extend the footprint of an existing building by 50%. Just in case anybody out there wants to know those details.
You know, somebody out there will, someone out there will.
Yeah.
So today is, yesterday was breaking the ground.
Breaking the
with
ground.
the digger, and today
I did introduce the guys to the water mine, because the water mine does run under the ground somewhere in the area of the house, so I was a bit worried that while they're digging they might dig into the water mine, but I think I was overthinking it last night.
Yeah.
Anyway, the guys have been introduced to the water mine.
They're aware they're not going to fall through the ground.
They're aware
into
that
your
there's
water
a
source.
46-meter tunnel under the ground.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's good to know
Yeah.
before you dig too much.
Yeah. So today they are taking the roof off. They're going to start removing some of the stones and start leveling off the wall. That's what we call
Top
it.
of the wall, the giant stem wall, I guess. Essentially.
Yeah. They're going to start leveling that off, and then I think they're going to do some roadworks.
So exciting times.
Very exciting times. Very exciting times.
Congratulations on
Here we are.
groundbreaking,
Here we
and
are.
I'm going to check in from time to time to see how work is going.
Yeah.
Check in with you
Yeah.
for updates,
Please.
and I'm really excited. So yeah. Anyway, farewell. Enjoy your streaming session,
Toodaloo.
and I will see you later. So hard at work on the strimmer down there. What are you thinking of the house so far?
It's going all right. She's looking well, isn't she?
She's looking very fine.
We made some changes
Uh-huh.
for stability.
It's important?
Yeah, we made some changes, small changes, but I think it'll help. But it's looking good, the overhang part.
It's all looking very amazing. It's amazing what a team of professional builders can get done in a short amount of time.
They fly.
Yes.
Well, I was professionally cutting my grass.
Yeah, back to the strimming you go, and back to my garden I go, so enjoy. Good morning from a beautiful day. I've got my car parked there, and I'm heading inside to Kimbo's new house because I have something very special to collect. And that very special item is chicken crap. She has a whole bunch of chicken poo and scratchings in this little corner of her house where the previous owner kept chickens. And as far as I know, all of this beautiful chicken poo mixed in with straw is going to be absolutely glorious for the garden. So I've got some buckets, I brought a shovel, I brought a rake, and I guess I have a lot of chicken poo to move. So it's been raining, and I don't know, chicken poop isn't exactly the loveliest stuff in the world, so wet chicken poop probably is less lovely. So I think I'll start with this dry stuff over here in the dark, gloomy corner. Gloves on. It's actually kind of stinky in here and fairly unpleasant, but it's going to be glorious, glorious stuff for the garden. So I'm just gonna persevere. So this is me shoveling chicken shit. Very unglamorous and surprisingly heavy, so I think I won't fill up the buckets quite as much. So it's gonna be amazing stuff for the garden, so I shall persevere through this kind of yucky job. Okay, the buckets are filled. I've got 3 in the car like that, and I've found the floor. And this stuff is plentiful. It's really deep. It's obviously a pretty big space. So I think the garden is going to be very happy, but it's going to be a lot of work to get it up. However, little by little, bucket by bucket, I'll get there in the end. And yeah, the vegetables I think are really going to thank me. So I'm actually going to say goodbye from this video because I have some days of errands coming up and I'm not going to get back to work at my place for a few days. So I might as well wrap things up here and then tackle the Craic Shack full on my next work day. And we have sunny skies ahead, so I won't be interrupted by the crazy rains that seem to come and go. So I'm at Kimberly's house. If you haven't seen the video, check it out up here. It's a full tour of her new place. I come here to let the architect in who's doing some measuring. So it's full steam ahead at Sinead's, as you saw, and Kimbo's is going to get going soon as well. So lots of updates from around the valley, and I'm going to be very excited to share them with you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's been a mix of different things. I never really got going on any one thing fully, but sometimes weeks are like that. Sometimes you can't really get stuck into the work the way you want to because of the weather, because of other things cropping up. But rather than standing here in this smelly chicken pen chatting on and on, I'm just going to say goodbye from this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.